Duncan's tank. The nurse was taking his train of people who were on the same road and then he remembered last time he saved the railway. His wife's car on one street was trimmed. It took him some days to get better before father came home. He was so busy thinking about it that he forgot to keep a good lookout. Told that he saw the broken branch on the lane in front of him. He groaned. He tried to stop and he hit the branch. It didn't come to a stop. Ouch! He exclaimed. Duncan, who was taking a water saw of the turban and came to her, take the box off. I didn't get some bumpers, no. I didn't get them damaged. Just a small scratch. It's the wind's fault. It blown because this bottom sank on this seat. No wonder it blew over, Duncan. It's rotten. One night, the nurse said to Duncan, "You see, Duncan, what's it say? And it's a lead from a hole in the wall, and David hasn't taken to mend it. And Thomas had a leak in his tank from his piston rod. It broke, swung up and made a hole in his tank. He hasn't had a drip tank and hasn't had good. We don't have one, said Scarlet. Would you get a drip tank, Duncan? And they don't know if you want. They want, said Duncan. You don't get anything out it. You can't more. The moreness means your tank's empty, can't more. Next day, Duncan is talking his work on the fish, taking it on the Puffington station and the Greendale station. He got near something when Duncan hit his water tank. Ouch! He exclaimed. You've lost your water. Your piston broken. Hit your water tank. Oh, the head. It's Scarlet and the nurse agreed to help him. Pig station has got the person you can make it rocketed. Said the nurse. s13. You all got it, kid. They came home, and the thin controller came to save him. Duncan, you'll not have the name on the triptych. You'll got the first tea. After finishing the fish and liver, your friend Sutra is your did with them. Nick, which sir, your talk off the track. Yes, sir. They did what Thomas did. Me piston, hook, and then they said of me tank. Yes. That surprises don't happen. Quite the same, he said. Your sister can we engines look after each other when they're in trouble, said Nurse. Yes, we did say to Robert, we did keep the main running and it remained open. They must admit your talk. Talk is responsible ways. They all lived in those out of the stalker, losses the railway. Their fantasies tough-minded. Of course the fantasies. The engine's daughter, the mending treasures talking in the talk. Coach saw, and that's the end of the species saga. Cursor and the rotten punch. Lasted longer. They were not working. There was no connection. He saw that when the punch was switched, but not switched, he comes off it. Baba, he will say. When he crossed it, another team, he crosses it, he comes off the knee. The third controller came to talk to me. So better get to work on fixing them. They're stuck, he said. Yes, sir. I'll put up a scene for the one. Hold on, cross. Purser went on the punch. Mending work. One day, when he was working, talking it, he decided to shut the Father's railway or the wheel. He even put up a shade to tell them one. There, now you can quickly get this done. He said, talking to his claw knocked at the punch and the levers. They were rusted. That's the problem. We're working to fix, said the Jacob. Sorry, said the Jacob. Well, the claw and mending the punch. Purser went off to draw the truck work. It was neat. They were working. That's what he was talking. The set of punch are not working thing when the Father's railway was open turner. He thought talking so. He raised up the truck rod and found some box of tools to take. They burned the box engine. He giggled. He was cleared and old one was lucky. Anyone talked to the Father's railway. He was putting the tools back when the punch was fixed. He got back, he gave his claw the tools and explained his tool box was given to Bertha because his engine was hot. Whose son was work done? The punch mended. They took it back and they tested it. Look at the pipes. They're working very well, said Percy. He went out to bed, but had some dirty cloth left on his footplate as a remainder. And actually earned off the sweet strawberry. and the rotten buffers in the forest railway. The little pruners were knocking at some buffers, set of buffers. They were knocking me until it said to the turns, "It will need mending, right to the places within your set of buffers, making your set. Oh, we haven't done some buffer making in yours," said Pepper Pig. "It's all," said Peter Pig. "Us, there," said Bean Pig, Editor, and Fantasy. "Come on then, let's get mended. Hang on, Curse is waiting. He's staring at us. It's giving me apples. Come on, Curse. We're complimented, Right, Cursor. That's what the buffers need her. One day, Donald went testing the setting. Each had to stop. His wheel slipping. Was most shocked. He was hitting them. "Oh! Ouch!" he exclaimed. The buffers came off, but he was still on the knee. He backed away, looking at the mess. "That was unexpected. The start," said Katie. "Thanks, Donald. You're welcome, nurses." He cut in, still on the knee. The little ponies went to work when Donald went off to feed his chicks to Percy in the apple harvest. One morning, Douglas met the head controller at passing the station. The head controller told him about the faulty buses on the path. Make sure I'll go round and tell them, he said. Yes, sir. He went top of his railway. He was very pleased to have some news from Donald telling him about the place. Ethan called and enjoyed listening after he heard Percy with the apple harvest. He told himself, give me Percy. All you did? Yes, sir. Then let's go. Get the trucks. Dr. Finn went on the shading test. He saw the no buses being found in the top corners. Those buses are very smart. Then there was trouble. When he stayed up on the brakes, nothing happened. He tried again. Still nothing. His brake key was turned. When he found what was happening, he couldn't stop. Oh! Cried Douglas. Look out! Cried Tweety. The little ponies got out of the way just in time. Douglas came crashing for the buses and came in a ditch. He crowed. There's never been even more dirty. You clumsy engine, said Tweety. He's made this, but you've broken it. Now we'll have to make it again, so the nurses beneath the big godsend. But they didn't stop. Never mind, I didn't mean to talk this person will get caught in the parlour on the knee again. They pushed him on the knee onto the ditch, and they started making the buses again. They said to him he should never curse in this spot when they're making something. And the mud was left on his buses. The second they made it, but they cleaned it off and Tweety left a clean cloth on his hog. The clean second they made it. Douglas was cleared. 'Twas clean the maidens, not dirty ones. And that's the end of this week's story. And this is Mountain Holiday. Calm over and the nurse came to Tasmania a long time ago, helping with the airman work. The nurse was away being mended and got a nail shape. He looked rather smart when he came home. It was in yesterday's father, he told her. The father and they had some holiday work, like working in the railway called, well, Farmstone. He worked there and saw getting home after getting his bicycle mended. It was a long time ago when Wilbur made his dog Gurnand for attention. One day, the nurse was visiting in other states railway, thinking about his mending holiday and some adventure he had in the other railway countries. They would think he would have his tale to tell his friends as he did before they left for work. He was waiting. He came to Farmsdale, the railway mail days, after Scott went to his home first. It was when we had no kids. He visited me today. I'm thinking about what he did after he got me naughty. As he remembered going to a mountain country where he could see the world and visited another small railway to look at it in a village. There were lots of names on it to look at. It was in Leon's talk. I remember the things they did in the mountain country. Where they could see the world and visit it. Looking for the third was on the way and away. His teeth and payment came with exciting news. We've been promised to come to the engineer, said the Jacob. What do you mean? Asked the nurse. The engineer is a fair in the village. In the mountain country, lots of people come to it every year. The people in charge of the engineer have thought you may be part of the starter church. Come on. At least it was toward the mountain country. We got there. He saw the luncheon or came in first. He was younger than the nurse, but steam was leaking everywhere in his rough kid. Oh, the poor engine, thought the nurse. Never mind that. On her plot on the village station. He coupled that on the other little engine, Mr. Todd. The engine there is the best part of thing of the law, said the other little engine. Lots of extra change come of it, dead people. They could draw the part of it. Little. They raced at the village station, but when they met the station master, which they did, he was supposed to say nurse. He frowned instead, then he walked away, shaking his head. Later on today, the nurse went conversating near the village. He waited, feeling a bit excited, but when his crow went out of his courtship with fair people, they came back knocking drum. It's all off in there, said his Jacob. They say there's no room for us. But what's wrong with father, well, nurse? They're nothing in it one's way to me. It's just an excuse, they reckon, said his Jacob, broken his voice. The real trouble is, they don't make engines for the made for box and television servers. When they want a script, bother, then they think they're chicken it. Come on, let's sneeze. Back to Tasmania before they get me for no reason. Something the dog banged. It is jumped. Wake up, nurse, said his Jacob. Time for work. The nurse said she went away to work. It did visit the engineer, even if it wasn't for long. It was clocks chained to need me into the trip. But I think the thin controller would have managed the engineer much better. And that's the end of this news. Listen closer. Stop this. Cursor and the nurse were talking at the part of small luncheon dogs. Cursor had some stock in yours. Did you know that the dog literature was brought last night? Said Cursor. And nurse shook his head. You don't say. He said, I didn't know he had anything worth stealing. Miss Draper said, he's won cups for the best apple pie competition, all taken then the scoundrels had the cheek to take his men. Not that no one he's heard of. Austin is. Yes, said his draper, all taken and gone. We'd better keep an eye on it and have it upon us right away. I'll meet somewhere, said Percy. Is it all? The nurse went along the lane. Percy's cough made, and it goes across the lane to some church. There was a scene in that. The name went on again. Saw the front door of Percy's head. Across a big shipyard, saw of his tail. All the way to the branch main station. It was working to be made. Now this maid somewhere is coming soon. Suddenly, she was about to cross Hobbitt's Hill. A seat of colour that was parked in some place hidden caught his eye. He stopped and hid behind some chair. What are you all talking in this? Said his draper. This is no time for hide and seek. Shh! Quiet, draper. I think we found the Doc Manager's van. Sir, all those bosses. Have a look. Okay. He took a peep at the van. There were 2 men in it, and they're talking about something which has not got to listen. Oh, that's the van, all right, and there's Thomas with the crocs. Shh! Draper! Don't let them shot. Hey, look, an engine. They've had a holiday in the other railway countries. He's escaped on trip. Come on, let's get him. No, you've done it, Draper. Run! They swam off, and the cops chased after him. I think we got their attention, said the Freeman. What are we done now? I'll have to take them to small Indian docks. We'll let them off and ask Percy to get his draper to phone penny stations. And these came to small Indian docks. And Percy, who came in, saw the stolen van coming. Put some fire in their way to stop them. The cock struggled out and tried to escape, but the tall engine cross got out of the coach and caught them. Well, Percy's draper telephoned penny stations. The police came at last, and Percy thought he shall explain this matter. Welcome, sir. My party is complete. Well, well, Percy, that is. We might have spread over a lot on these knockabouts, really. The papers say the latest navigator steamed into a trap and escaped when he realized it was a Croc's place. This says some English engineer was a fake. That's why steam engines have to escape the other railway. And we're glad that we found some Crocs who made the fake engineer. Let me introduce you to Mr. Lopelor and Squeezer. They were the ones who hate engines who were made for box and television service. They make diesels, and they've caught the boss. So, this is Mr. Lord Crumb, the manager, who doesn't make steam engines. The boss will told them to come to Tasmania to hunt me down yesterday's when Lord escaped. That's it. They were so cross that they decided to hunt you down by visiting Tasmania. Let me run over the course of the events, and you may ask if I go wrong. Meet our friend, the nurse, went to the other railway place to get mended and got in your shape, and did some work in Farmsdale, a place where Billy went to. It was his home. He said it was anyone who visits, and one day, when he was told from his crew, he went to the mountain country to visit the engineer that was at check. He never steamed into this person. They would say there wasn't a thing as an engineer in English railway countries. Some men were hating much your movement, and they went off and you looked at their hating places. As you hit a little engine, you saw the sail blown down from the wind. The wheel said a mountain scrapyard. There were some finger marks, and also top before resting in the shading next to the village. If it hadn't left some of the marks of fingers from the fingers on it, somebody would never get found out. By the way, Lopelor and Squeezer, they would have believed that it was your toe who left the finger marks on the side behind the fake side. Your hand still has traces of the paint. Too late, and they're not clever enough to find an old engine like me. And the plot work was to find you in some place near the engine works. You could. You were done and left before they burst in to find where you rested. But the police who saw them caught them and took them to jail. Then they escaped when the police guards dropped the cars and took them in the cheek. When they were coming to our island, Tasmania, they took the dock manager's van and took the cops, and they waited to hunt you down. Watch your predators! You're just an engine around that does not know the ways of when we need to have diesels. They're working themselves. Yes, they told Lord Crumb, sir. And diesels don't work alone. Steam and diesels work together. What rubbish are you making? And they know you're taking it for their own form. Everyone thinks you're crazy, but I'm the only one who wants diesels to work without stinking steam engines to spoil our image. Of course we talk. And Mister, what fraud you are, and do you think that he did not understand the meaning of some rubbish word? You would say, he understands his bit. When everyone stutters steam change, but you're always in classes studying diesels, then why not some other classrooms which must enter for some time before your teacher came to see what you were up to? You didn't want her to know your daughter. Nay, sir, in your plot you did some bad thing like breaking the law of killing her with a knife, and if before the police begin to find you. Now today, many laws passed with no lack of our police fading on. When the news saw your men in the car, disturbing them, he heard them talking about scraping him, which is not working when we led them into the church and they was working in the crabber. When they saw you shaking and say tunnel crabber, and they hit the church off when you couldn't escape. Now, they've taken you, you've been drowned in a pool of Christians, and your men, the police, will give you, okay, we confess. We were friends in Scotland when we're driving secret work of wanting to rob a chain shop, only stripping the model steam chains. They were disgusting, income gentlemen. Now, take them away. What's changed people in never thought of meeting but her? This natureness in the crock won't be talking round things. Many people won't say some rubber is part of this. Yes, they do, and in the crock and this fit, which anyone always says. Person this went back to work, and the burners given back to the dog manager. The cops he was glad to serve were undamaged. Well, they were not taken to where we took them, and if you're served in the wrapper, all strange work, call train stoppers, and the rewards are some money for dropping some strange things that break the law. And that's the end of this week's story.